Let's start with the Dodgers because it was Shohei Bobblehead night, AJ. There's people lined up for hours, and I'm not out there, but I saw this on multiple spots, including FT Twitter, which is the best on the planet. Everyone got a bobble. So why are they lined up?
Because normally I don't think they read the fine print. Normally it's only 10,000, the first 10,000. So maybe they wanted to be the first to get it on eBay. I don't know, but they gave one to the whole stadium. They had how many ever people Dodger Stadium hold, which is like almost 60,000 or whatever it is, right? So everybody got one. I think Joe Davis got one, Oral Hershiser got one, Sandy Koufax got one, Magic Johnson got one. Everybody got one, right? So I love this. I don't know more teams do this, but this is crazy. These people didn't read the fine print, man. Read the fine print, or they knew Shohei was going to hit a walk-off and they just wanted to be on foul territory Twitter.
Oh, man. I mean, bobbleheads. I don't get the craze for bobbleheads. I don't get why you stand in line for everybody getting one. But it was just, you can't write it any different on a bobblehead night. It's not his first bobblehead. It's not his first walk-off. Like, the guy's just doesn't look like Shohei at all, by the way. But that does look like a softball bat. So I wonder if he's going to maybe he's going to be the next torpedo bat guy. Huh? Maybe? No? Somebody?
No. You know what those are called? You know what those were called back in the day? Those were called what? Bottle bats? Weren't they called bottle bats? Because when I played Little League, Bronson Arroyo used to use one. And I'd be like, you cheater. Right? Because Bronson Arroyo played Little League. We played in the same Little League, and he used to use a bottle. I thought it was called a bottle bat, and it was like the whole thing was head until the handle. And I thought they were mostly used in softball, right?
Softball, yeah.
And Bronson Arroyo used to use one of those when we were like 12 years old with each other, and I'm like, you cheater. But, I guess it wasn't cheating because nobody knew the difference.
Do you know what changed yesterday's game more than anything? Max Muncy ditching his torpedo bat. He had it for his first several ABs, and then he's like, screw it, I don't like it. And he hits a gapper double, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and ties up the game. Of course, it was a dream night for Dodger fans. 52,000 plus. They all get the bobble. Ohtani hits the walk-off. They're talking about it leading up to it. Dodgers are 8-0, and that passes the 1933 Yankees for most consecutive wins after a World Series title to start the next season. There's that changeup heading across the plate from Raisel Iglesias. For example, if you look at that pitch and where it landed, right? It's a changeup. It's a little bit up. It's, it's not over the middle of the plate, but it's coming across the plate. Just correct me if I'm wrong here, right? I'm trying to learn. That's a bad pitch, right, AJ?
That's a bad pitch?
Yeah.
No. That ball's off the plate.
Not a bad pitch? I know it's off the plate, but it's coming across the plate. And changeup's supposed to be a little lower? No, that's a good pitch?
Dude, that ball's knee-high off the plate away. I don't know what else you want Raisel Iglesias to do. Kratz, tell me that's not a bad pitch at all. It's a pretty good pitch. It's just a guy who is stronger than most human beings and can go out there and hit a ball to left center that carries out at nighttime at Dodger Stadium. And you know what else? Sometimes when stuff ain't going right, the ball goes over the fence when it's not supposed to. You have a 5-0 lead and you don't win the game, with everything lined up. So sometimes it's just not your season, maybe.
If we're splitting hairs, maybe he wanted it lower. I get that. But you can't just, I guess you can pitch around them, but there's no cheap home runs at Chavez Ravine at night. There's no way you should be able to, as a lefty, who that ball's going away from him, he's able to take that ball out to center. Maybe if he really dives on that ball, and Shohei never dives to the pitch away, he could take it down the left field line. But where he hit that's a joke. That ball could it be a little lower? Yes. We're splitting hairs. It was an unbelievable swing.
Yeah, I'm not slighting Shohei. Just asking for a little analysis on what they should have done and how they could have pitched him differently, because he still looks like last year's Shohei. That's the way. Four fingers.
No, he's hitting 300.
Listen, that was a good pitch. Sometimes the hitter wins. Sometimes the hitter wins, man. These guys are good. We used to always say that. You'd strike out and you'd be like, man, I don't know. But then you'd realize these guys are getting paid a lot of money to strike you out too. So they make good pitches sometimes. And sometimes pitchers would come off the mound, and Kratz, I think, would attest this too. They'd make their pitch, and a guy would get a hit, break his bat, throw it over the outfielder or whatever, and the pitcher would be like, that wasn't a bad pitch. You're like, no, but that guy's pretty good too. He can hit, and he gets paid to hit the ball. So sometimes these guys are just good.
Yep. It's been a magical start to the season for the Dodgers. They're going to go through some adversity at some point, I think. But they've trailed in 6 of the 8 games. They've got a lot of late offense. They are 8-0. Here's a tweet from Blake Harris, who covers the team. Despite being 8-0, it feels like the Dodgers haven't even been close to playing their best ball yet. Trailed in 6 of 8. Starter is yet to pitch into the 6th. And by the way, Snell gave up 5. They were all unearned, but he gave up 5. Mookie missed 3 games. Freddie has missed 5 games. He goes, just wait until they start clicking. Also, they were trailing 5-0 yesterday, AJ, which reminded some fans of last year's epic World Series comeback when they were trailing by 5 to the Yankees. Ben Kasparius, I think, had the moment of the game. Top of the 6th, bases loaded, no outs, gets them out of the jam. He was hyped. That is a really fun way to go to a ballpark. You get a freebie, you get the best player on the planet with the walk-off, and you get the 5-0 comeback.
Yes. What a game. Listen, what a game. I mean, what an incredible – when it was 5-3, they had the bases loaded, the Braves did, no outs. You're like, oh, this game, they're going to win, and the Dodgers are going to lose. And then Kasparius gets out of it, and then Shohei comes up, and Muncy hits the big double in the 8th. How important was this game to the Braves? Iglesias was in the 8th to face Muncy. He was in there to shut it down for Brian Sticker so they could get that 1 on their win column, right? A win. Instead, he gave up the double to Muncy. Then he gave up the home run to Shohei. But as soon as the Dodgers tied that game, it was like, okay, the Dodgers are going to win this game. And then obviously Shohei hits the walk-off.
Yep, exactly. One of our Hammer Territory hosts was like, oh, if you think the first 6 losses were bad, and this was when they were still winning. They were up 5-3, and he goes, if you think the first 6 losses were bad, can I interest you in a 5-0 comeback loss, blah, blah, blah.
Hey, everybody. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content.
We're back here every weekday, all year long, so do not miss an episode.
The videos are coming in all day. Here's another video you might enjoy.
Baseball the way it should be covered.